A few days ago, we were taken, actually almost taken, for an extraordinarily sophisticated telephone web scam. Hi, I'm Darren Findling from the Probate Pro. And this story of how we were taken is really a great example of how complicated it is in life to navigate through all the deceptive players that are out there. And as a practicing attorney, we see that if a sophisticated law firm and a sophisticated adult can get taken or almost taken by a wrongdoer, a bad actor, imagine the elderly, those who are disabled and who don't have the intellect, the ability to be able to decipher that which is accurate and that which is not. Let's walk through this scam. Our law firm gets a phone call from what purports to be DTE, Detroit Energy, indicating that the bill, although paid by our office, the check wasn't received. The scam indicated that you should call back the 800 number to make arrangements for the payment of that bill. When placing that phone call, the exact phone message that you get by calling the correct DTE phone number displays and plays. Press 1 for residence, 2 for business, 3, etc., etc. When you press the number, an operator gets onto the phone, and after you identify your address, they, of course, know who you are by simply identifying through Google or some other means of identifying who your business is. They indicate that you need to make a payment in the form of cash, either directly to the DTE office in Detroit or to a local kiosk that are displayed throughout the area. Of course, when you go to the kiosk and when you show up, you recognize that that kiosk is not a DTE kiosk, but rather a Bitcoin kiosk. So when you deposit the cash into the account, voila, it has vanished into thin air. The money goes overseas to the wrongdoer, the bad actor, and your money is gone. It's a really sophisticated scam, and they have so many markers within that scam to build confidence so that you will fall for the scam. That's actually why it is a scam. Now, with elder abuse, these types of techniques are used constantly. They are under assault by these sophisticated con artists throughout our country and overseas. They directly solicit people who are vulnerable, who are being abused, and they gain their confidence in all sorts of ways to do so. We know that even a very sophisticated person can fall prey to these scams. And of course, the elderly and the disabled are at a much higher rate. This type of elder abuse is rampant. So what do you do? What do you do to help protect somebody? First, when these calls occur, you should contact the FBI or the appropriate legal authorities to report them. Most importantly, put blocks so that the individual doesn't become susceptible to these cons, because typically when you've been hit once, they hit you more than once. Continue to protect and screen emails, telephone calls. The telephone calls can appear to come from a local phone number. The emails can appear to come from a legitimate source, just like that DTE example. Imagine in your role as a family member or as a guardian or conservator, you're really playing defense, protecting that individual from all sorts of bad wrongdoers. It's really an extraordinary responsibility. You can call Adult Protective Services in the event of a con, and we typically see Adult Protective Services get involved when the con is being perpetrated by a family member or friend or care provider. These occur just as rampant as the stranger taking advantage of an individual. When you are the guardian and conservator, you've got a huge responsibility on your shoulders. It's something that I take very seriously and have great compassion for people that are trying to protect the elderly and the disabled from abuse. If you've got questions regarding elder abuse, give us a call at the Probate Pro, 877-YOUR-FIRM, or visit us at theprobatepro.com. We're happy to share other techniques that we've successfully used to try to protect the vulnerable.